Hello, fellow robots out there in internet land. I am Sobertron, and welcome to the next episode of Titancraft Season 6 here on Tangotech's Patreon server. And as always, guys, if you are interested in any way, shape, or form in joining me and this amazing community, all the information you need is down in the description for Tangotech's Patreon page. So, guys, after last episode of building a super crazy, amazing looking trading hall, I needed a break from building. Even though it didn't take that long, my brain hurt from doing it all. So I came out here to our, Wither Skelly farm that we haven't been at in a while to dig aimlessly and clear lots of lava because that's the next step in this process. And dig is what I did. There's a lot gone. A whole lot gone now. This took probably about 5 days of work so far, and we're probably about a third of the way done. This is about halfway, that path kind of is a halfway point all the way to this eastern wall over here, and we're getting very close to getting this last little section done, so I'm going to call it about a third. Now, I had a bit of help out here, Cash predominantly, because this is kind of our baby, but other players came out here. Irma was out here, Mason, Rye, a couple other people that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I thank them wholeheartedly for just coming out here and digging, because, sometimes it's just nice and soothing to do all that stuff. But we're not going to do anything here today. I just wanted to show you guys the progress that has been made. I do have an idea on how to decorate this place in the future, but there's still so much work to do. We're not even going to talk about it right now. Right now, there's a super amazing thing that just happened approximately 90 minutes ago. The thing I have been waiting for, and that is the above. The above has officially opened, and I was at work when it happened. Sad face over. So we need to go there. We need to absolutely go there and do some amazing things up there and get amazing loot from it and all the amazingness. I can't say amazing enough. It's fantastic. I love going up there. When this place is open, I'm pretty much up there at least once a day just checking stuff out. So what I'm going to do today is show you guys how to properly prepare yourself if you're on the server, properly prepare yourself for the above, and, various secret locations and things. I'm not going to show them all, though, because I got to keep some of those for myself. But I'm going to show you bosses and all this amazingness out there. So give me a minute. I'm going to head back to spawn and get ready to tackle this amazing new challenge. So we're back at spawn, and the above entrance is exactly where I thought it would be. There's this one single crying obsidian block right here, just off the volcano, and you can see some kind of crazy particle effects happening right there. And that is the entrance to the above. But we're not going to go there yet, because the first thing, the absolute first thing every player on this server should do before venturing into the above is coming to my shop and purchasing an above recovery kit. That's right, folks, this is absolutely a plug if you're playing on the server. But they're great. They are fantastic. They've been flying off the shelves, as you can see. I just restocked it with a few more that I had lying around, and I don't know if I have enough room in my ender chest for all this. I do. Good. The other thing you want to try to do, make sure you have a lot of rockets on you and a fresh elytra. That one's actually pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Do I have one in my arc that I keep for myself? I do. Perfect. So we're going to switch that one out because you can do a lot of flying up there. And you're going to not be able to put any chests down, any shulkers, nothing like that, because you are in adventure mode in the above. So you really can't interact with any blocks or anything like that. There are a few exceptions, like buttons and things, that we'll get into in a little bit. Now, it's actually been a couple more days since my last recording. The above's been kind of nuts, and right now I'm just taking advantage of the, early morning server population to do some recordings. Something else I would advise is take any unnecessary items off of your hotbar. So like your picks, your shovel, axe, and things, and I just don't have the room now. So, screw it. I've got plenty of this stuff. I can easily lose it. So, you stand on this crying obsidian, and you just get blasted off into the sky. It's great. It's one of the greatest things about the above. And you end up here. Now, the above is a series of floating islands. Each one slightly different biomes. This one's more like a plains biome. And this is where a lot of people meet up because the airship's a very identifying feature here. This is the one place you can access an ender chest here. So it's very handy to have any other backup stuff in here. So if you wanted to bring more rockets, stick it in your ender chest, come back here. Backup elytra, also a good thing to have inside of this ender chest here. That way you can just access it really quickly. So the first thing I want to go over is all of these islands have secrets and hidden things, and it's great. It's fantastic. And one of the very first hidden things that a lot of people discover is right back here. Inside this rock formation, there is a hidden chest just at the waterfall. Boom. Oh, look at that. Harder to see. Perfect. Now, I don't want any of this other junk. I don't care about it. I don't need sea pickles. I really don't need coral. Don't need seagrass. So we're just going to leave that stuff. Over time, this chest will reset and it will get new gear or new items, and a lot of it's dependent on where the chest is. So in this case, it's in water, so you're getting water type items, which is kind of cool. Directly south on this same island is another chest. Now, sometimes these chests have, goodies, and other times they have badness. So we'll see if badness is about to happen. Yep, badness. Badness happened. That is a mimic, and a mimic will eat your face. It is a very, very powerful baby zombie with a little blaze in his hand, and I'm just going to fly away because I don't feel like dealing with him right now. He is very annoying. They will despawn. They're not persistent, but chests that you find out in the open like that one, it was just sitting there, have the potential to become a mimic. So there's a lot of those around here, and I'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, that's something I have never seen in the above before. And actually, I don't think I've seen it on the server this season, just a random pillager raid happening. That's very interesting. I don't think that's anything special, but it's just unique, so that's kind of cool. What I tend to do in the above, I've explored it at depth in seasons past, and there have been some changes over the years, but for the most part, the islands and things remain the same. They're all relatively same locations. So you can see all the custom terrain that has been built here. So this island here is like a wintry, mountainy biome, and there's a couple things here. The first thing that's here is the boat races, which are very sadly broken right now, and it has to do with the Mojang bug on how the structure blocks are built. So sadly, I can't show those off. This is one of the favorite things of a lot of people. It's like 5 levels of boat races, and at the end, you get a very easily attainable Titan Shard. Now, Titan Shards are the currency of the above. It's an enchanted emerald, and it has give you very unique items in game that you can't obtain in vanilla Minecraft, and I'll go over those later on. But one of the bosses up here also drops them. So in this cave right here, occasionally there will be a polar bear all the way at the inside of it, and there'll be some white particle effects when it's alive. So you don't always have to go down here and check. If you see little white snowy particles, it means Kermood, our polar bear, is alive and well. Now, other mobs will spawn in here as well. So one trick with Kermood is that she doesn't take a lot of damage from arrows. So you have to use your sword. You absolutely have to use your sword, and she has a very powerful attack. But she is very easy to interrupt those attacks. The best thing I found is to actually kite her back all the way to the cave entrance. But you want to maintain line of sight of her, otherwise she can, like, de-aggro you. So come all the way up here and stand on these cobblestone blocks up here. And she'll come up this way or this way, and you could easily just jump and crit her very simply. And you just got to hit her probably about 8 to 10 times, and she'll go down. And for your efforts, you also get 1 Titan Shard. Kermood is one of the easier fights up here. But the bosses also drop other items, and in this case, she will drop a stack of blue ice. I'm hearing spiders, spy spiders. The last thing that's up here, I tend not to screw around with because they are a bit of a pain and annoying. So up here, and there's some more on the other side of the peak of the mountain, are some iron strays. They're little skeletons with iron blocks on their heads. They hit very hard, and I'm just going to ignore them. The cool thing about these guys, though, is they're not really bosses. Think of them like a mini-boss up here. They can drop some cool enchanted bows, things like Power 6, Unbreaking 4, and the coveted Mending Infinity Bow, which will have a random power level on it as well. But the problem with those bows, they have nothing else. There is nothing else that you can enchant on them, which is kind of sad. But let me set up the next shot, which is going to be on this island, and I will be right back, guys. So we are back, and we're on the same island I just ended on, and you'll find some big cave structures occasionally. This one is really cool. It's a little parkour thing. Some people use, hey, little guy. Some people use fire resist potions for this, but you really don't have to if you're pretty good at parkour. The other thing that spawns in here, which will probably happen in a second, is some blaze spawners are in there. So you want to try to come through this quickly. The there's probably going to be one that spawns right away. So let's see if I can do this without burning my face off. Yep, perfect. So the items, like I said earlier, that spawn in these chests are dependent on where they are. So in this case, we're in like a lava cave-y thing. So we're going to get things related to that. Name tags are always good to have as well. And cash would kill me if I didn't bring all the coal back with me. So we're going to leave that stuff there, and I can hear the blaze spawning right now. So I just take what I want, what I need. Everything else will reset over time. So we're going to head back out now. Ooh, that was close. And I can hear those blaze that just spawned in. So this island I refer to as the like spruce biome one. You'll see that in a second once I get out of here. Why do I have a bottle of enchanting in my hand? Okay, there we go. There are a couple other hidden chests in here, but one of my favorites, my absolute favorites, is just up and over the island. And I refer to this as the button cave. So the button cave screws with a lot of people's minds. It's a cave, it's got a few buttons in it. One of the buttons will open a little secret compartment, but I'm not going to show you what button it is, because I absolutely love when new players can't find the button. It's just a funny thing. This place has existed for a long time. There is a button in here that will open up a secret compartment, but I'm not going to share that with you guys, because I think it's hilarious. The other thing that's here is one of the entrances to the Broodmother's lair. This I would kind of call the back entrance, and it's actually the fast way in, and it's right here. You just got to work your way down. It goes down into a mine shaft. So the Broodmother is a kind of overpowered cave spider, and she has this attack that will encase you in cobwebs. So you have to make your way through these cave tunnel network systems before you can get to her. The other thing that's in there is there's a lot of just cave spider spawners around. And there are a couple chests that aren't too hidden that you can grab some stuff out of along the way. Now, once you get to a certain point, you will be kind of almost instanced, teleported into a different area. The area you're teleported to is actually on this same island, but there is another entrance to this place in the desert that you can access the same cave network system. Let's check that. Nope, nothing. So that's actually a telltale sign that the Broodmother probably isn't here. Every way into this place will lead you along this path, and eventually it's going to lead you to this redstone torch, which is where you'll be kind of glitched in a way. There it is. And cave spiders will start spawning here, and the Broodmother is just right around this turn over here, up this ladder. So she will be in this cave, and right now, as I thought, because that chest was looted, she is not here. So, not much I can say about this fight. She does do this cobweb attack. She will poison you. The other thing that I think is new this season, it might have happened last season, I can't really recall, is that there are some custom achievements for killing the mobs in a certain way. And in the case of the Broodmother, you have to kill her with fire. I'm not sure how to do that. Somebody said a flint and steel, but I'm pretty sure you can't like touch blocks here. So I'm not really too sure how that would work. In the case of Kermode, the polar bear I talked about earlier, you actually have to kill it without a weapon. So you just punch it with your fist. Somebody did it the other day. They said it took about 10 minutes. She has a lot of like armor protection, and yeah, I can see how that could be a pain. But I'm going to get out of this cave, and then we're going to head a little bit south from here and into the swamp. Before we head into the swamp, I wanted to show you this other. This is another entrance into the Broodmother. You can see all the spider webs around it, and this is the exact same island we've been on. The button cave, as I call it, is right over there, and the other entrance I went to get to the Broodmother is on the other side of those trees over there. I wanted to show you, though, just in relation, you can see there's the snow biome. That bit right there is actually the spawn island, and the swamp is just to the south of this spruce forest biome. There is a few chests here that you can find. One is out in the open over here, which can be a mimic as well. But let's check it out and see. I did raid a couple more chests over on that island, and I'm running, because mimics are bad. But the thing on this island that people will find, usually it's the first thing people find, is Gramora's witch hut. Gramora is a boss, and she's a witch. She has some unique abilities. She will also summon in other witches to fight in her defense. So if you don't see any witches around here, it means that she's not active right now. But the other thing she does is she will teleport around this witch hut and occasionally outside of it. When she teleports, though, she will drop some potions on you. One of them is slowness, the other one is blindness, so you can't see her and you can't move very fast. The big thing with Grimoire is you have to just constantly maintain damage on her because she will use potions of healings very quickly. The achievement to do to kill her is to kill her by yourself because this fight is absolutely easier with multiple people just kind of staking out different points. So I tend to do it with another person. I'll have one person generally here at the stairs and another person up in one of these rooms. It's also a good tactic to just have one person here. That way they can go any level and one person outside just in case she gets out there. Because if you're standing up here and you get that slowness effect, it's going to take you a while to get outside. People have gotten the achievement for it. It's just very rare. The thing I'm going to show next, though, is the thing most people love about this place, and that is the resetting woodland mansion. So just south of Grimoire is our dark oak forest biome. There are a couple of secrets down on ground level here, but the mansion is the thing people love the most. The mansion is really cool. It's a custom mansion. It has unique rooms down there, and it's got this room up top here. And in here, it has a slider puzzle. So the cool thing to do is to generally clear out the entire mansion before you attempt this. You could fly right in and do the slider puzzle, but that's kind of not cool in my opinion. But what's really cool about this is you can see there are 8 chests in here right now. These 8 chests won't be here. And the chest will spawn dependent on how many people are in this room when the puzzle is solved. So if you're here by yourself and you solve the puzzle, that's also not cool. You generally want to ask other players if they want to come and solve the puzzle in the mansion. And the way you solve it is you have to look above the stairs over here. There is a picture. In this case, it's the little golden chalice. And on these outer rooms, there are buttons. And the buttons will move either a row or a column on this. So you have to move these tiles to match that picture up there. This is actually a very easy one because it's only 3 colors. It's just that one blue block, gold, and black. So this is a very easy puzzle to solve. There are other ones that look like a dirt block or a magma cube, but in a 5x5 pixel. So it's got a lot of colors in it, and it makes it a little bit annoying to solve. But that's really it over here on this island. I can't jump. To the west of here is a little mushroom island. There's not a lot there. There are a couple chests that can spawn. Each of them, I believe, also has the potential to be a mimic. So that isn't fun. And in this case, there is a chest there, so let's check it out really quickly and see what happens. Good. Ooh, I will take the ink and the emerald. Thank you. Oh, gas tier. I'll take that as well. So north of here, I know it's a little confusing, guys, but there's our dark oak forest, our swamp biome is just there, and then to the west of that is this jungle biome. I think this island has a lot of potential, but there's not a lot here. One thing people don't realize is that the above was built pre-Elytra. That's how long it's existed for. So Elytra hasn't been around. So initially, people had to walk around everywhere. I have scoured this island for many hours, many days in the past, looking for other things, and I can't recall anything else being on this island besides this one chest right here. And it looks like somebody might have looted it. Or maybe not. I don't really need the gunpowder, but I'll take those. I'll take those. There is a really cool cave that I think has some potential for something in the future over here. But for right now, there's nothing in it. I have scoured it many times. Let's see if I can find it again. Ow. Where is it? I know it's here. I was here the other day. There it is. So this cave is really nice. It's really cool. It's got some little waterfalls and some lava falls in it. It's multi-level. That's why I think it'd be really cool for an encounter. If there is one in here, I think I would have found it at this point. But sadly, nothing. So hopefully in the future, our amazing mods develop some kind of fight that happens in here, because I think that would be really, really awesome. But let me get in position and show you one of the coolest things, or one of the coolest looking places on this island, or in the above, and that is the volcanic island that is just south out of render distance right now. There we go. I got it to load in. It's great. So there's our mansion. You can see the volcano is just over here. There are a lot of chests on this island. The one people find right away is in this cave right here. There are 3 of them. 2 of them have the potential to be mimics, and that's those 2 bad boys right there, so we'll see what happens. The cool thing, I like about it is that you don't have to get too close to those chests. And some of you might be calling me a chicken. I've dealt with these mimics before. They are not fun. They are a bit of a pain. So I just don't fight them anymore. So I'll check those other chests in a minute. There are a couple other hidden things up here. So I'm going to show you one of those that I recently discovered, and that's right here behind this little magma fall, lava fall on the magma block here. There's a little secret room which has a chest in it, and yeah, so we'll just grab all that stuff up, nice. And I'm just gonna leave everything else behind because I don't need it. And then there's another chest down here that could be a mimic. Now, I have scoured this place at depth as well, uh, and I know for a fact that I have seen uh, an arena. There's a PvP-ish arena down at the base of, like, inside this volcano, but there's currently no way into it. And there was a custom fight in Season Past that I hope the mods re-implement somehow because it was super fun and kind of annoying at the same time. It's actually fighting a superpowered Tango. It's pretty fantastic. He flies around, he does crazy stuff, and it's really cool to do. But it hasn't existed for a while. In the past, it actually wasn't even in the above. It was actually at our spawn back in Season 2, and that was so long ago now that I think about it. But I digress. Let me move on from here, and that is our next stop in the Mesa. So the thing I love about the Mesa is there is an encounter in these caves that not a lot of people can do because it's kind of annoying and you tend to die a lot. So what'll happen is inside these caves you'll get some spiders. I think they're normal spiders, but they're on fire and they have a really strong knockback. So you can see them spawning in now, and he's gonna come and eat my face. But let's see if I can see it really quickly. Please don't kill me. Let me reset. Despawn. Thank you. Inside there are 3 redstone lamps, and they each have a wooden button on them, so you can just barely see it right there. There's the first one. So what you need to do is you need to light all 3 redstone lamps at the same time. Now, a button doesn't stay pressed for very long, so there's a very specific way you need to do this. I'm not going to reveal that way because I love this place, and every time it's available, I tend to come and do it because I'm one of probably a few people that know how to do it. But once you get all 3 redstone lamps lit, you'll hear some dings, and a chest will spawn here, and inside this will be 4 Titan shards, which is the most you can get from any encounter. And that's why I love this place, because not a lot of people can do it. I'm one of the few that can, just because I've practiced. So I love coming here and getting those 4 Titan shards. So just north of there is our desert biome. There is a pyramid here with an encounter that it currently isn't open. So I'm not going to talk about that because I really don't know what it does. It's never been open, and I hope the mods at some point implement it, and I will take that diamond block, and I will take those cobwebs. Thank you. But yeah, there's not much on this island. There is another entrance into that brood mother's lair, that spider, over here just to the west. You're going to look for the kind of oasis-y areas here, and there's just a little cave right there. The other thing up here is there is an ability to get some wither skulls. There is a wither skeleton spawner over here, and I believe it's just on the other side of this ridge. The thing you want to avoid, though, is doing this at night, like I'm about to do, because there's also some husk spawners in here, and they tend to, I'm just going to run. They will, for some reason at night, move very fast. So I tend to ignore this place at night. So I'm gonna run. There is an island here which is kind of like a cool lake biome. There's a couple of hidden chests. I'm going to show you guys one of them, and that's in this tree right here that I call the Weeping Willow, because I don't know what else to call it. So if you come down underneath here, it's a little kind of piratey cove, and you can see them down here. And they can be a bit of a pain sometimes. They can get some cool enchanted bows, I believe. But there's a chest hidden at the roots of this tree here. If I can kill these two. Stupid water, not lighting on fire. So you can see it right down there. What I tend to do is just try to swim in there, open the chest, see what I can get, and then I'll swim right back out and head out from here. So the next encounter is also one of my favorites. Let me get out of here so I don't die from arrows, and I will be right back. So the next stop on our tour of the above is coming to this Savannah Island here, and it's got one of my favorite bosses. And it's just north of that Weeping Willow that I just showed you guys. So up here is one of my absolute favorite bosses to fight, and his name is Von Fiend. He is a pillager with an axe, and he will spawn right next to these jeeps up here. I think right next to that lever right there. So Von Fiend is a pillager with an axe, and the cool thing I like about him is he will take your head off. If you let him kill you, you can get your own head, and it's actually an advancement achievement you can get. I haven't done it yet just because I've been killing him and getting all the 4 shiny Titan shards from him. he will one-shot you if you aren't wearing full armor. So if you've got an elytra on and he hits you, you'll probably die. You might survive with netherite. I haven't tested that yet, but I remember in seasons past when all we had was diamond gear that he will one-shot you. So keep that in mind. The other thing is he is impervious to bows and arrows. He will not take any damage. You can't even aggro him with a bow and arrow. You have to get close to him and kind of get him to start attacking you. There is a very simple way to fight him without any real danger to you, but I'm not going to go over that because that's a secret that's kind of well known but not completely well known, so I'm not going to get into that. There is a really cool cave network on this island. I think there are 5 chests down in here, but to access them, you're going to need to bring, to access them all anyway, both ender pearls and a fire resist potion with you. And seeing as I don't have either of those with me right now, we're just going to move on to the last fight that's up in the above. Oh no, we have 2 more. I forgot. So on the same island is the bees. I do not like the bees. The bees are very annoying. It's just a pain in the butt fight. So down here, there is a little kind of honeycomb bee cave right over there. You can see right where those beehives are. And bees will start coming out of that cave. And what you need to do is you actually need to go into the cave and lure the queen bee out. She is not hard by any means. It's just you're dealing with so many additional ads that it's a bit of a pain. So the cool thing is they all drop flowers, which is nice because this kind of acts as a makeshift flower farm if you want. You can just sit here and for hours kill bees. But frames tend to be an issue here, so I don't really like this fight because it does take a while, and you only get 1 Titan shard for all that effort. So I tend to ignore that fight. Only if I show up there and there aren't any bees out, I'll go into the cave and check and try to lure the queen out. But we're back here at our spawn island, and there is one more fight that sadly the mods have had to turn off because it's a little buggy right now, and that is Volt. Volt is a iron golem that will teleport around. He'll knock you back. He'll knock you in the air. It's a fun fight, and it's one of the fights that does give you 4 Titan shards as well. But I absolutely recommend you do not try to solo this fight. He will spawn on this island right here, and try to avoid this fight at night as well. Because a lot of mobs will start spawning with him, and he also has a lightning attack, and creepers will spawn, and lightning, and that ends up with charge creepers, and that you're gonna have a bad time. I have no other way to say it. It's a fun fight. I absolutely recommend doing it, and you get those 4 Titan shards, but I tend to ignore this fight as well unless I have at least one other person with me. The other thing that new players ask is how do they get back? You're in the above, you got kind of rocketed up in the air, and you just do the opposite. You fall back down to earth. That's all you got to do. That's all that needs to be done. We troll a lot of new players with that because it kind of feels like you're in the end up there, flying over a void. But that's all you need to do is jump back down, and you end up back in the shopping district. So because I have been raiding it, I have a few Titan shards that I can spend. So I need to empty my inventory out and do some stuff. And then I will show you guys kind of the cool custom loot you can get from spending these Titan shards. So let me clear out my inventory and I will be back. So I've cleared out my inventory and I've grabbed a few things to show you guys that I've already acquired from trading in these Titan shards. And this location is just to the southeast of spawn here. So this is just kind of the Titan shard trade area. Now there are 2 ways you can go about this. First, you can just throw 3 Titan shards right on top of that netherite block. The floor will open up and you'll be teleported to a room. There'll be a chest in there and you'll get a random loot. If you have a few more, though, if you have 1 more Titan shard, you can kind of pick and select what gear you're going to get. Not 100%, but at least the type. So if you throw an extra shard on top of the weapon, you're going to get a weapon of some kind, and it's going to have a non-vanilla-y enchant on it. And it's the same for the tools, armor, special potions that you can get, resources, and then custom coupons to trade in for other things. So the custom coupons are things like mini block coupons, custom armor stands, things like that. I think there are like 6 different coupons you can get. So I've got 8 Titan shards that I can spend right now, and the thing I am absolutely after is a tool. I am looking for an efficiency 6 pick, with efficiency 6, it's essentially a beacon in a pick. So we're going to see, we're going to test our luck, see what happens. You can see the cool little particle effects happening. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic. And the floor is going to explode open, and we're going to jump on in. Let's see what we get. Please, efficiency 6. That's an axe. At least it's efficiency 6. I've gotten one of those already, and I gave it to Cash. As soon as I told her I had it, she's like, give me. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So let's try again. Let's see if we're lucky. We're probably not going to be. I did this once, and I got like an Unbreaking 4 hoe. So I wasn't too happy about that. Let's see what happens this time. Come on. Do your thing. There we go. Sometimes it takes a second for some reason, and sometimes it doesn't activate at all. So you just kind of got to play with it a bit. So, come on, efficiency 6. Pick. Smite 5 pick. That's not very good at all. But let me show you some of the other things I've got. These are just a sampling. I've got a few more things because I have been up there quite a bit. So this is one thing that I got, and for some reason I forgot to mend it up, is an Unbreaking 4 Elytra. The cool Elytra you can get has protection on it. So if you get a protection Elytra, you can then put Mending Unbreaking on it, and it's like wearing a chest piece without wearing a chest piece. It's pretty fantastic. And that can be anywhere from 1 to 4 protection on it. One of the first things I got was this sword, and I had never seen this enchantment before, Nerf, and it's like having a Nerf sword. It does 0 damage whatsoever, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this in the future. One of these two things here, though, are some of the most sought-after items. This is a boomstick. It's just a stick with knockback 10. And it does what you think it'll do. It'll fling a player clear across your screen. It's fantastic. It is super fun to play with. The other thing that I got recently, which I haven't enchanted up yet, is this Looting 4 sword. Now, normally you can only get Looting 3. I now have a Looting 4, so this will now be like my primary sword that I use at any farm that I have. So once I get my Wither Skelly farm up and running, this is going to be the sword that is there that I can use 100% of the time. It's the sword you never want to lose, but it's pretty fantastic to have if you have it. So now, we're not done yet, guys. I've got a little side project I've been meaning to do, and that involves me heading back to our raid farm, gathering up some materials, because we're going to be playing with some bees today. I've been wasting opportunities using that raid farm and not gathering up honey and honeycomb, because I fully intended on putting a bee farm there. I've just been lazy and haven't done it, so we're going to do that today. This is my first time playing with bees, so it's going to be a learning experience for me, so stick around for the ride. We're back in our base area, and we're actually standing on top of our trading hall, which has gotten a ton of use lately, and I'm super glad we built it. But we need to head over to our raid farm area. So when I was building that raid farm many episodes ago, or at least it feels like it, I had captured a couple of bees over here, and I'm not 100% sure how many are in here. I want to say, last I checked, there were 3 in here, but I'm not 100% sure on this one. I think I might have bred one up in there, so there might be 3 in there. But we need to automate this process a little bit better. So Sham, I know, in another server we played on, had this cool little contraption where you had 2 beehives, and you would breed them up in there, and then you had some slabs that separated another beehive. That way, only the baby bees can escape and end up in that other beehive. And if you have 2 beehives and you breed up all 6 of them, that gives you 3 bees that go into the new beehive. So then you can just collect that up, and you know it's a full beehive. So what I need to do now is tear this thing out. I hope there's 3 in there, so I'm going to break these right now. So touch pick for the win. They don't get angry at me that way, guys. So I need to build this thing out a little bit bigger, not too much, and just build that contraption. The biggest concern I have is I don't want a raid spawning down here, so I'm going to have to encase the whole thing in glass. It shouldn't take me long. It should only take me a few minutes. It should be relatively simple to build. I just need to tear this thing out first, and then we can get started on this little contraption. And then I'm probably going to spend a couple hours here just breeding them up. That way I can get... I think I'm going to need 15 beehives. The plan I have for it is going to have 10 making honey bottles and 5 making honeycombs. So I definitely need 15 hives. So I'm going to finish tearing this whole thing out and building this little cool contraption. I'm not sure if Sham designed it, but I know that's where I've seen it, so he gets the credit. So give me a little bit, and I'll be back to show you all that. So this little bee breeder that I have built has worked out really, really well for me. I've been able to get a few of, is that 7, but then 8, 9, 10, and I need 15. Yeah, I've done a lot of work up there, guys. A lot's happened in the last little bit. But I have, what would I have? 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 5 more. So I wanted to test out this little contraption-y thing up there. One thing, if you do something like this, it's very simple. Do the little airlock there. It will save you so much heartache from bees escaping when you're trying to walk in there with a flower in your hand and they all just come pouring out. So don't do that. Not that that happened to me. I'm not saying it happened. It might have happened, but who knows? So when I was building this, I was thinking, do I want to make this kind of look pretty, or do I just want to go for efficiency? And we're gonna go a little bit of both. So I could make these little things, I don't even know what to call them, more efficient by kind of encasing them in their own little pods. But I think it'd be really cool that as you were standing up there, you just saw tons of bees floating around here. So hopefully our raid doesn't spawn in here. I don't think it will because, as I'm in there in the raid, this is way too close to it. But I wanted to test this out. I wanted to see if all this redstone back here works. So I'm going to stick a beehive right there. Hopefully our bees will come out and munch on these flowers here. And then it'll go down into this really, really horribly designed storage system I've got going on right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here quite yet. I might try to make it look prettier, or I might not. I haven't decided yet. I really just want to get some honey and some honeycomb. And because our farm already kind of looks ugly as it is, I'm leaning towards not decorating it in any way, shape, or form. One thing, though, is I've got these 3 levels, right? So I've got a little storage level down there. I can just fly right in there right now. I've got this bee level, and once I get all those other beehives up here, I really don't need to go in here ever again. But then there's a 3rd level. It's kind of in between where we stand and let me just fly up there, make life easier. It's in between where we stand and the bees themselves. That was fun. It's right down here. And I need to make an entrance into here, and this is where I'm going to refill all of these dispensers. Right now, I've got bottles in all of these and those, and then I've got shears in all of these. So we're going to have honey bottles there, and then honeycomb there. And I'm kind of sad I don't see bees coming out yet, but this is very concerning. Right on cue. Right on cue. So now I need to wait and see and make sure that the honey bottle actually ends up down in the storage and not fall to its death in the lake below. So I'm going to AFK here for a little bit. Hopefully that one little module works just fine. And then I can bring everything else up here. And actually, I think I'm going to try to breed up the last few rather than using that, just using this little room here. Because I'll have a lot more bees here. I just got to make sure I keep track of it. So I just need to know I need to breed it 15 more times or whatever the math is. I don't know. My head hurts right now. But give me a few minutes and I will be right back. Well, this is a little bit awkward right now. So I've got the rest of the beehives in place, the 10 full ones that I had, and I put the 5 empty ones in here because this is what I was planning on doing. I was just gonna use this as a mass breeder now to fill up those other beehives. So I've got lots of sunflowers in my hand. So let's try to get 15 of these guys. I'm not sure if I can get all 15 right now. So so we need actually 30 bees to be bred. Jeez, please. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's so many of them. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh my gosh. 15, 16. Let's call it there, because I don't know which ones are bred up or not. So 16, so that means I need to do 14 more. So I'm gonna wait another day, and oh jeez, this is so fun. This is gonna be a lag fest. It's gonna be fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. So let me get these. Let me come back in a little bit and do the last 14. That way we have an not even, but 45 bees, a full 15 beehives in here. We now have 45 bees hard at work, doing their thing, giving us honey and honeycomb, and I'm super excited about this. They're just all doing their thing, and yeah, so honey blocks are going to be, rolling in. Honeycomb is going to be rolling in. I know Cash wanted some for some decorative things later on, and I want honey blocks mostly to prank people with. I have some plans for it in the future, but I'm not ready to reveal those plans quite yet. I'm actually a little upset because I didn't really factor in that not all the bees would be out at the same time. I was trying to stick to the, 50 entity rule within a radius, 128 block radius around the player. But it looks like not all of them are ever out at any one given time, so I probably could have added some more over here. But we're just gonna keep it for now, keep the entities down and everything. One cool thing I discovered though was these will pathfind to the player if they have a flower in their hand, no matter where they are, which is really weird. I didn't think I'd be able to get them to follow me around like this, but it's a cool little thing that I didn't know existed, and now I do. So I'm sure there's some mechanic that I can exploit with that in the future. Maybe have some kind of maze where there's a player above and there's bees inside, and you're kind of kiting them around trying to get them to sting a player. I don't know. Who knows what the future has in store for us in this crazy adventure we call Minecraft. But that's it, guys. We are done. We are wrapping things up here. I hope you guys liked today's episode. I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the above, despite the fact we couldn't kill anything. Mostly because it's just constantly being camped up there. I got to get up there when I can and get as many Titan shards as possible because I really want that efficiency 6 pickaxe. It's going to come in handy for some stuff in the future. And I hope you guys like me playing with bees. This is a new experience for me, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. But until next time, you guys have yourselves a good one.